going to talk about the elephant in the room, the green card backlog. Now I know there was a lot of discussion last year also about green card wastage. Now, but this year too, according to USCIS, it has noted that the US government is bound to actually process more employment based green cards than usual. In fact, according to USCIS statement, we may be looking at an overall employment based annual limit, which is more than double the fiscal limit for the year 2022, which is a great number, which is twice as high as usual. Now, this is all, of course, because of the unused family sponsored visa numbers in 2021, thanks to the pandemic, which changed all of our lives. But do you think this would help just a little bit? I know last time there was a lot of hue and cry about green card wastage. But if I'm trying to be the devil's advocate here and talk about, okay, there was a wastage of green card, but there were still a bigger number of green cards that were still processed, more than what were expected to. So what would you say about that? Do you feel somewhere the community also has to realize that things may be moving in some direction? Or do you think, what do you think would happen to this this more than usual number that we may be seeing in 2022?
So it is a fact, according to both the US Department of State and the USCIS, that we will have, instead of 140,000 employment-based immigrant visa numbers, we are going to have close to 280,000, which is about double of what we normally get. So it's actually right, either more or less, depending on the exact number. And just point of clarification, Zofine, it's not fiscal year 22, it's fiscal year 23, because it starts October 1st of 2022 through September 30th of 2023 that we're talking about. So it's called fiscal year 2023, both for the H-1 petitions and in this coming year, which I think you're talking also about fiscal year 2022, which is still September 30th of 2022 for this year, and potentially also if there's unused visa numbers because of the unused family-based cases across the globe, because most of the Department of States, US consulates and embassies around the world have either been closed completely or very, slim processing a few cases of emergency visas. And that's why we have all this unused immigrant visa numbers in the family-based case, which gets spilt over into the employment-based category. So that's 100% true that we do have all of these unused numbers. The employment-based cases should move forward. Of course, we're seeing EB2 India moving forward. So EB2 is expected, as has always been traditionally the case, to move forward. And EB3 is likely to get backlogged because a lot of people did the downgrade petitions back in October and November of 2020. So that's going to potentially cause backlogs, which is why now people are trying to interfile and try to upgrade back from the EB3, from the regular to the downgrade back to the upgrade. And USCIS on January 21st of 2022 said, please don't file another 485. Please don't add more work to our workload. Just do it as a supplement J and interfiling, and bring it to our attention that you're going back to the EB2 job. According to the USCIS policy manual, they're supposed to go back to using whichever priority date is current, irrespective of whether you ask for a downgrade, upgrade, or whatever, right? The USCIS is allowed to and is supposed to approve the 485 based on any I-140 petition where the final action date is current. They're supposed to approve it. And we know that yesterday in the State of the Union on March 1st, 2022, where President Joseph R. Biden gave his State of the Union talk and talked about immigrants and immigration being important, and immigration, where we're going to focus on coming up with a fair system where both parties can agree on it. But like we always know, the devil is in the details. And we know that fundamentally and philosophically, there is a difference in how people look at immigrants and immigration. Genuinely, people feel that immigrants and immigration take away jobs from Americans, even when you see the statistics, the data, the resignations. We talk about the great resignations. We know all this, but there are people, I don't know if it's xenophobia, I don't know if it's racism, I don't know if they're sticking their head in the sand, why somebody would say, when there is such a dearth of professionals and vacant positions in the United States, that we would be afraid of high-skilled, high professional workers, taking away any jobs when there are millions, billions, tens of millions of positions that have not been filled in every possible, from the less skilled to the highly skilled, but particularly in the high-tech skills. So it's baffling.